today is the first day of training to get to V12. So I've been climbing for a year, and when we first started, it was pretty quick progression. We went from V1, V2 to V5 really quickly. And then we plateaued because we were so busy with life. But now I think almost a year, I think it's time to get super serious and do the daily necessities to get to V12. It's not gonna be easy, but at least we're gonna document all the pains and try and get there. We're gonna be climbing on the 30-degree wall, which is the hardest one here in this specific gym that we built for ourselves, basically. So yeah, we started climbing a year ago, and now we built our own personal gym. It's kind of like a cave, true old school climbing, where you really climb. There's no comp, there's no crazy dynamic moves or anything like that. Because I do believe that the industry has completely changed to parkour at this point. When I started a year ago, we were climbing, all the commercial gyms had climbing, more traditional climbing style problems, but now it's all parkour. And I used to do parkour, and I love it, and it's fun, but I do believe that this is the source and how you really do become a good climber. Because if you do look at all the pros, they're all climbing their home spray walls. So I think it's important to do this, where you're basically climbing like if you were on a rock, on a boulder. So yeah, let's do that. Definitely the most important part of becoming a good climber is fingerboards. And when I started climbing a year ago, started fingerboarding every day, and I just got better and better at holding on small crimps. And there was a single day where I was doing a kilter. It was a V6 at 30 degrees. And the only day I didn't fingerboard, I caught a dyno on a crimp on the kilter, and my pulley instantly exploded. Instantly. I felt it like a bullet. It was like, pow! Everyone heard it. And that took 6 months to heal. Even now, it's still very, I can feel that it's not at 100%. I don't think it completely ruptured, but yeah, that's only because I didn't fingerboard. So now I do at least 20 minutes of fingerboarding before I even touch a wall. This way I become obviously stronger, and I don't get injured. This is so important. I think something that we call lazy climbers, those are people like my friend Benoit. He never stretches at all, never trains, does nothing. He just goes on the wall, and he's better than all of us without training a single second. I would have loved to be like that, but no, it's not a thing that I aspire to do. We're gonna be really heated up and stretched up to be able to start. I'm trying to get my split. Not quite there, a few months maybe. Believe it or not, the split is incredibly important in climbing, even though most of the moves are done with your fingers, which you would believe, but there's a lot of moves that you need to reach with your legs and your toes. They need to be able to split, and there would be no other way. It's just a good tool to have. It's an incredible tool to have. Where do I even start on this wall? Every hold here is disgusting. And anything that I hold feels like a V10. All right, I think I got a single move. I used to do jiu-jitsu. I did it for like a year. And one reason I loved it so much is that you basically always fail. You mostly never win. You just get humbled every day, non-stop. But I believe that climbing is even worse than that. I think the only thing that you do in climbing is fail. You fell to the max all day long. Your entire day of climbing is just failure after failure. And people fell for like years before they can figure the beta of like a V17 or a V15. I think climbing is the hardest sport in the world. And if you do become good, damn, you're good. Like, you really are good. So one tool that I'm using to get stronger at fingerboarding is entropy. And it's basically a negative balance. And he has a really cool app that you can use to do a bunch of different warm-ups, and I'll show you how it works. So I'll start the workout, there you go. And the image shows clearly where I need to put my fingers at and how many fingers, and then I just have to calibrate the strength that I put on the hold itself. And it's gonna get harder and harder, and I just need to do that for 9 minutes. And you just become more accurate at like feeling your fingers. This entire gym is completely sandbagged. And I'm not putting the chances in front of me that the way that we've built things here. Like for example, the Beastmaker here is on a 5-degree wall. So this has an angle. Holding on to things is like at least twice as hard. So if I become good at crimping here, I'm actually better at crimping. I believe it's just a psychological thing, but definitely harder to hold on a 5-degree wall. So when I first built this micro climbing gym, the most difficult decision was like finding the right holds. And if you're into gym building and wall building, you know that holds, plastic holds, are super expensive. But I was lucky enough to watch a video on YouTube about Synrock. And the name is Jim Bauer, he's in Pennsylvania. And he does these crazy ceramic holds strengthened with graphite, and we filled the entire gym with it. And that's our entire concept now, is these holds. And this 30-degree wall has, I think, the most ludicrous problem. There's, I think, 2 or 3 problems here that I don't believe there's 5 people in the world that can do them. Maybe 10 people in the world. I definitely can't do it. These are like V13 plus problems, but they're really insanely hard. My goal is to get there. My goal is to be able to do number 98 during the next year. And we're gonna be training to get there. So we need to, I mean, if I wanna do 98, I need to do climbs on this wall, because this is where it's all gonna happen. So for the next year, we're gonna be here a lot. And today I wanna just like scramble on a bunch of different holds, figure a few problems, and just move up. I'm very positive that I'm gonna be able to do a bunch of these moves during the next year, because if I can figure how to do like half of the moves of 98, then I'm good. I can mostly do any V10 in the world. If I can like do the first 3 moves. So basically, you start here on this little fishbone hold. You go here, you hold on to this rock formation, and it's kind of good. It's not bad. The problem is when you go here. So from here, then you're gonna be able to grab this thing that we call trypophobia. So the entire problem is called trypophobia. It was made by Hugo. I think he's one of the greatest climbers in the world. I'm not sure he knows that, or maybe he does. Very cocky, but really, really, really incredible climber. So you go from these tiny trypophobia holds into this blue and red slopey crimp. It's kind of weird. And from here, you go here and you match it with both hands. And from the match, you go up into trypophobia again, and you match with your thumb on the fishbone, and you're good. It's 98. It's a V9 here, a PIERRE, but we think this is V12, V13 maybe. So I tell myself, if I constantly try it every day a little bit, and I climb on the 30-degree, on the 40-degree wall, and 50-degree wall on the other location, I think I'm gonna get close to it pretty soon. Let's get into the adventure. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe. We push a lot of content, so thank you. Peace. Bye-bye.